Hello, everyone. Back again with another tabletop discussion. We're going to be talking about the 92 FS from Beretta. Awesome gun, lots of history, pretty proven gun, I would say, in the military and police, civilian use. And so I just want to ask the question, is it still relevant? But before we do, I want to say we have popped 500 subscribers on the channel. Again, I say this, and I'm not just saying it to make you feel better. I really mean it. I'm glad you're here. It's really awesome that there are so many people who like this kind of content. And when I started the channel, I just set out, I'm not going to try to do this to make anybody happy. I'm just doing the stuff I like. And so the fact that you're here means that you are a like-minded individual. So really thankful. And yeah, let's get to 1,000. That'd be cool. So this is my Beretta 92, and this one has a little bit of a story which I wanted to tell before we talk about the Beretta in general. So this one, the shortest version of the story, is there was a couple that went to my church, and unfortunately the guy died, and I knew him. He was a great guy, and very, very sad situation. And basically when that happened, we became very good friends and very close with his wife. And as time went on, as the grieving process went on, she started to offload some of his guns, and because he had quite a few. And she gave me the opportunity to buy several of them, which I did, which I'll talk about some of those in a later video. But this gun she used to bring to me quite often to just clean it, because it started its life as a Beretta Inox, I-N-O-X. Essentially, that Inox finish, it did this weird thing for, look, I don't know why. All I know is what I saw. But that Inox finish would turn lubrication into paste. And so I would lube the gun up for her. It's working. She'd go shoot it. She'd put it away. The gun would seize, and it would seize so badly you could not run the slide at all. And so I would have to soak it in Freol and tap it with a rubber mallet, and just it was a nightmare for her. And so she kept bringing it, and essentially one day she just said, "I want you to have it." And I was deeply honored, because I knew her husband and I cared about him, and this was one of his guns that I think he's had since the early 90s, I think. So I took it on, and mostly she said, look, she's like, I'm not dumping my problem off on you. She's like, you just understand this gun and I don't. She's like, I want you to get it working, do what you got to do, but it's yours. I want you to take care of it. And so I did. So the first thing I did was I took it to my buddy Mike at Stone Cold Works in Montverde, Florida. He is a master with Cerakote. I would go check him out for sure. And essentially I had him refinish this in Cerakote in Elite Black. And it is like this deep obsidian color. Super slick. Feels amazing. It went on so evenly. It's really nice. And I will just tell you, it fixed all the problems this gun had. Reliability is 100%. It's just great. So that Inox finish was the problem for sure. So he refinished it. I reassembled it, which I think I might have a video on that. I'm not sure. The only thing I did to this gun was I did replace all the springs, as is my practice, just to get it freshened up. And then I also put in a Wilson Combat fluted steel guide rod. The one that was in there before, I just didn't like it. It was it had that Inox finish on it, and it didn't, for whatever reason, the guide rod did not take the Cerakote. So I just said, you know what, I'm just going to put a better one in there, and went with a Wilson. Other than that, it is a bone stock gun, and it feels incredible. I've done nothing else to it, and my belief is Beretta 92s, you shouldn't do anything to them. They're just, there's some guns that you just leave alone. You leave them stock, right? It kind of feels wrong to mod them. I know some people do. I've done it. I've owned 3 other 92s in my past, maybe 4. In one of them, I modded the snot out of it. New trigger, upgraded sights, G-kit. Like, I went all the way. And upgraded grips and all sorts of things. And it just feels wrong. You know, it's kind of how I feel about, like, somebody taking a 1972 F-250 Highboy and squatting it. It just right to jail. Sorry, that's so wrong. So, that's my pistol. And I have run several hundred rounds through it. It's run great. So let's actually get to the question in the video, though, which is the 92 still relevant? And I'll summarize it first, and then I'll break it down a little bit. It is relevant if this is your gun. If you're really into the 92, it's relevant. But unfortunately, this is one of those guns for me that's really hard to... You know, if I wanted to carry a 15-round, full-size metal 9mm pistol, I'd be carrying a high power because it checks all the boxes on that front. We'll bring that one back out here in just a minute. But for me, the Beretta, it's just tough. It's a tough gun, right? So let's talk about it a little bit. For one, the size. It is a large pistol, which I don't mind. It's still a handgun. I have concealed carried a Beretta 96 in the past, the 40 cal version, and 92s. It's possible, but they are large. They make it really, really hard. And it's not just large front to back. It's large top to bottom, and it's large because it's wide. It's just it's a thick pistol. Again, comparing it to the high power, look how slim the high power is. It's significantly slimmer. So from a size perspective, it's a lot of gun. I got big hands, fills my hand well, but it's a lot of gun. The other thing that makes it a little bit challenging, and really I think this is the main problem with them, is the overall design, the controls. The grip is fine, feels good. The trigger is pretty good. The double action is okay. They all suck. The single action is actually excellent. In fact, of all my Berettas that I've owned, this one has the crispest, nicest trigger on the single action side that I've had. The slide controls work, the slide release controls work. The takedown controls make perfect sense. It's these slide controls, man. That safety and decocker. So first of all, it's a problem because there's almost no surface to grip the slide, right? All this is really slick. All this is really slick. So you have this very small grip surface, which is, it's fine, it's enough, but you can slip off and do this. And so now I've inadvertently activated my safety and decocker, so I run the slide real fast, and now I've got a dead trigger. So it's in the way. There's already not a lot of room to manipulate the slide, but then you got this crap in the way. Here's the other problem I have. I got big hands, and you know, I'm a 1911 guy, and so when you look at a 1911, we are trained and we're used to running our thumbs on that thumb safety, right? That's how you run the 1911. Okay? With a 92, that becomes really hard because essentially you have this tiny little gap right here where my little magnet stick is sticking. That little gap is the only place you've got to put your thumb unless you go under. Because you're either going to be resting on the slide release, not the end of the world, or you're going to be catching the decocker. So you're creating these problems for yourself. So what I end up doing is, especially when I shoot it one-handed, I just go underneath. If I'm going two-handed, I basically have to just have my thumb hanging out on the left here. So it's just a tough pistol for me to really love and connect with and to want to really spend a lot of time shooting because the controls are so funky. That said, otherwise, it's a great shooting pistol. It shoots really nice. It's very accurate. The single action trigger is nice. It's just a sweet gun. The action is buttery smooth, especially with that Cerakote. It's just like glass. It's a beautiful gun, I think. Well designed, reliable, right? So is it relevant if it's your thing, right? But if I want to carry a full-size 9mm, I mean, I'm going with the high power, right? I've got a nice place for my thumb to go on that thumb safety. I've got controls that make sense. I've got a trigger that feels great. This pistol is just a lot better of a choice, in my opinion, from a control surface perspective. And the gun was designed way before the 92. Once again, John Moses Browning for the steel. So, those are my thoughts on the 92. Is it still relevant? Sure, if you want it to be. You know, what do I use it for? Well, I have this Serpa that was my brother's. He carried this in Afghanistan and then gave it to me when he got back. So, occasionally I will throw this on the belt outside the waistband, walk the property, and it's a fun gun to shoot. Can you defend yourself with it? Absolutely you can. Is it the best full-size 9mm out there? I don't know. You just got to like Berettas to carry this thing. Otherwise, I think there's, from a controls perspective and a size perspective, there's just some better guns out there. But I still think you should buy them. They are a piece of American history, even though they are Italian. And they're good shooting guns. Like I said, they're very accurate and they're fine. But if this is going to be your gun, train on it like crazy. That's my recommendation. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Again, Beretta 92, classic, timeless. You know, the pistol of the Die Hard films. You know, you can't make it go away. It's timeless. But is it the most relevant? I'm not so sure. All right. We'll see you on the next one.